For Honor is one of the multiplayer games of all time, and Dominion is the most popular mode in For Honor. It's sort of like a King of the Hill game mode with 3 zones to capture and hold. One of those zones is the Minion zone. I want to talk about minions. These are minions. Each Dominion map has 3 zones to it, and you want to capture those zones in order to win the match. One of those zones is always the Minion zone. It's important to know when to control the Minion zone and when to let it creep on its own, but that's also a whole other topic in itself. I'd rather showcase the best ways to kill minions with every character. Can I say genocide on YouTube? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's fire it up with Aphira. We're going to go alphabetical order for this video. Aphira is a great character, love her design. She's a little overtuned, but she's a lot of fun. Now, for most minion killings, you're going to want to go into lock-on mode, that is, holding the left trigger to engage lock-on. This lets you use more of your move set for most of your characters. I'll explain when you don't want to use it, but for most characters you want to use it, especially for Aphira here. You want to lock on, do your 2-hit combo, and then press X in order to dodge, which makes her do this little flip. That's what's known as a recovery, and it lets you keep doing your combos. Next up, we're going to move on to Aramusha. This is an amazing character to clear minion lanes with, and you will see why. All you got to do is run in and just keep spamming light attack. He's got an infinite chain, which some characters do. I'll explain when we get to those, but for now, just smash that light button and you're going to win as Aramusha. Next up is Black Prior. Black Prior is a super fun character to play in the regular game. Very, very oppressive. When it comes to clearing minions, not that great, but he does have a very good hitbox on his attacks. So you just have to roll through your combos by weaving in your all block stance, which you can engage by pressing down on the right stick. This lets you really keep the combos going on Black Prior and will lead you to victory. Black Prior also has really good tracking on their attacks. As you can see here, you cover a lot of distance when you swing. Incredibilis, we are moving on to Centurion. Centurion is a powerhouse of a character, absolutely smashes. He's also very good at clearing minion lanes, even though he's got a tiny little gladius. Okay, even though he's got a tiny little gladius, he's got very good tracking, and his zone attack, which you can engage by pressing light and heavy attack at the same time, absolutely rips through minions. So get out there and get Incredibilis. Okay, next up is Conqueror, which is my original main, because at heart I am an absolute troll when it comes to online multiplayer games. Conqueror is super easy. They've got an infinite light chain, so you can just run into the minion lane and keep mashing the light button. Don't forget to mash that like button too. Also, Shield Bash causes damage, so make sure you do it to minions if you have the right talent equipped. Gladiator is up next, and they are a pretty standard character when it comes to clearing the minion lane. You want to keep your block up, you want to use your 4-hit light combo, you want to weave in your zone, and you want to weave in your heavy attacks occasionally to widen up your hitbox. This clip brings up another reason you want to keep your guard up while clearing minions, and it's because, like earlier I did, if you run out of stamina, you're going to stand there like an idiot, but at least you can block. This is Griffin. He's one of the earliest additional DLC characters that they added to the game, and he's pretty cool because he's an amalgam of all the other characters that existed at the time, so he borrows a lot from their movesets. His glaive rips through minions, and now's a good time to mention that if you've got feats that do AoE damage like you just saw right there, that's a really good way to clear out the minion lane in a pinch. Next up is, thematically, my favorite character in the game. This is Highlander. He's an absolute blast to play. I wish I was better at him because he's just got such a fun moveset. Anyways, he used to be terrible at clearing out minions, which is hilarious because he's got a giant funkin' sword, but they actually updated his hitbox when it comes to minions and in general, so just use his zone attack and you'll tear right through minions. This character right here is Hitokiri. Now, she's got a giant funkin' axe, and there's really not much to say other than heavy. She's got heavy infinite chain, so just heavy, 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 heavy. Alright, this is Jianjing. He's got a giant, really cool halberd, and I honestly thought he would be a lot better at clearing minions, but he's really just not that great. You want to dash into the minions and just kind of use your zone attack into heavy as much as you can. One cool thing about him is that he does have this thing called Sifu's Pose, where if you press down on the right stick, you kind of dodge backwards and regain your stamina at an increased rate, so use that when you're in a pinch. Alright, let's move on to the murder hobo. This character is called Jormungandr. They've got a giant funkin' hammer, and it's pretty fun to clear minions with them because of the bonky noises. Not that great at clearing minions, but they do have really good tracking, as you can see here. They can cover a lot of distances with their hits, and you basically just want to 2-tap your lights and clear as best as you can. Hey Bill! Hey Bill, can you see me? Yeah, I fucking see you, dude. Let's go! Okay, we're on to Kensei. This character is my main because they're unfucking stoppable. They're also one of the easiest characters to clear the minion lane efficiently with. You basically just want to go into lock-on mode and alternate left and right light attacks and use your zone attack. This character has an amazing hitbox. As you can see here, you can drop down onto minions and not take any fall damage, so make sure you use that high ground to your advantage. High ground, high ground. Next up is Kyoshin, and this is a character that is unfortunately suffering from success. What I mean by that is they have an amazing kit when it comes to fighting other enemies, but when it comes to minions, not very good. Use their basic combos and their all-block stance in order to keep the combo flowing, and that's about as good as you can get. Next up is a fan favorite. This is Lawbringer. A little bit of a fall from grace lately, but still popular on people's lists. And unfortunately, giant halberd, but doesn't clear minions very well. Use your zone attack and your heavy attacks as much as you can, but you might be struggling in the minion lane a little bit. Okay, we're on to the fairest non-pharaoh of all time. This is Majay. He's got an infinite combo when you alternate heavy and light attacks, so just go in there and mash light to heavy. Tsugi wa Nobushi desu. Nobushi is a very fun character who unfortunately suffers at the high levels of play, but she's pretty good at clearing minions. All you gotta do is bum rush in there and heavy and zone, and you'll clear victory. Nuxia is a character I am inexplicably good with, and if you haven't given her a shot yet, I highly encourage you to try her out because she's a very unique and fun character. When it comes to clearing minions, she's only okay. Her zone attack is pretty good, and one thing to note is that you never want to end her chain like this on a heavy with minions because it wastes a ton of time. Another thing to note is a feat again. Her caltrops do damage to minions, but they also damage your minions, so put them out of the way. Next up is a very cool and recent character. This is Ocelotl. He's a fun character to clear minions with because he's got an infinite chain with every single attack as long as you don't repeat the same attack twice. So you need to do light, heavy, bash, light, heavy. Just keep the chain going and you'll win. Next up is Orochi. I should like this character, but I don't like this character. I hate this character. I hate everybody who plays this character. I hate everything about this character. They're not good at clearing minions. They might be. I don't know. I don't play this fucking character. You shouldn't either. Okay, let's move on to Pirate, okay? Pirate is another character that I struggle against and I struggle to play, but they're pretty good at clearing minions. Their basic combo tends to shred through minions, but one thing to note is that their bash doesn't affect minions. Even though it's a gun, I don't get it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lust Keeper. This is another character that I would consider one of my mains. She's really fun to play, and even though she's got a tiny sword and an even smaller dagger, she does really well against minions. For some reason, her hitbox is just cracked when it comes to minions. Her tracking is really good, her zone works great, and her combos are just efficient. Use her. Okay, next up is Raider. This is another one of my favorite characters to play. Just has a really good kit and very good at clearing minions. She's got really easy to use combos and her zone absolutely shreds minions. So get out there and get your chiropractic license. Did you think that Peacekeeper was attractive? Well, have I got a character for you. Welcome to Shaman. This is Shaman. Another amazing character, and okay at clearing minions. Mostly it's her zone attack. Her zone attack goes through minions like a hot knife through butter, as you can see. This is Shaolin. He is every For Honor YouTuber's favorite character, and it's easy to see why. He's got almost no weaknesses. Very fun character, and he's got an infinite chain as long as you alternate heavy to light. Additionally, he has a 3-hit zone, which clears minions really well. Okay, we're on to Shinobi, a very annoying character to play against, fun character to play. Zone attack is really good against minions, and their hitbox is surprisingly good. Moving on to Shugoki, the giant man who just wants to hug everybody. His zone is okay at clearing minions. He only does 2-hit chains. His headbutt hardly hits minions. Not much to say here. He's kind of bad at clearing minions. Might even be the worst character. Alright, here's another character that I love, that I wish I was better at. This is Tiandi. Pretty good at clearing minions, their zone is incredible, and similar to with Afira or Orochi, they have recovery cancel in between all of their attacks, so if you dodge attack right after you finish an attack, you'll instantly go into the dodge attack. This comes in handy when clearing minions.
Oh yeah, I got that. Oh, great, good job, bro. That's your character right there. Good player. That worked. Victory! That's on that dead ass. Damn!
This is Valkyrie. Valkyrie is an absolute beast if you know what you're doing. She's also pretty good at clearing minions. Once again, zone attack just does great against minions, and her 3-hit combos are not to be trifled with. Okay, we are moving on to Varangian Guard. This is the most recent character that they've added to For Honor, and I like this character a lot, but I do agree she's a little overpowered. Her counters are incredibly easy to pull off, but she's not that great at clearing minions. Basically, all you really want to do is go in there and do left and right light attacks. Keep your shield up, because once again you can block in between hits to regain your stamina, and don't forget to use your dodge attacks to clear distance. That's advice that applies to every single character that has a dodge attack. Super good at clearing distance when you have to. Here's some more advice about fighting in the minion lane. See how this character just threw me into their own minions when I was out of stamina? Do that. That's really smart. You want to fight inside your minions if you have to fight in the minion lane. Do not fight inside your enemy's minions, because they're going to chip away at you. You want that chip damage to go to the enemy, not you. Warden is coming in hot next, and not a lot to say about this character. Their combo is pretty simple. Do a light, light, heavy, or your zone attack, and you'll pretty much clear through minions at a decent clip. Not the best at clearing minions, but definitely not as bad as Shugoki. Now we've got Warlord, and God help Warlords. Please, Ubi, give this character a rework. My god, there's so much potential sitting here for this character to be fun, or, well, funner, and just better all around. Basically, you just want to zone and do your measly 2-hit combos, and try not to hate yourself too much for loving a terrible character. This beautiful hunk of scrap metal that you are looking at is known as War Mommy. This is Warmonger. Absolute monster of a character. When it comes to clearing minions, her rules are pretty much the same as playing as Warden. You want to do the 2-hit light combo into a heavy and weave in your zone attack as much as you can. Her hitbox is really good, and her sustainability is amazing. Keep it going. Okay, next up is Jeanhu, or as I've been called while playing her before, Jean Doodoo. That enraged me and caused me to learn how to play the character and get better as her. And I gotta tell ya, this character is mightily slept on. Very strong character when it comes to playing against other characters, and also really good at clearing minions. What you want to do is run into the minions, do a light attack, and then zone, and then finish with your heavy attack. She can weave in her zone attack into her combos, unlike most other characters except for Ocelotl, so keep that in mind. I know I said that this list was going to be alphabetical, but Berserker doesn't start with a B, it starts with a Z. And it ends with, I'm the strongest character in the fucking game. All you gotta do is run in and zone attack. She's also got an infinite attack as long as you alternate the direction of your swings and alternate between heavy and light. Oh my god, I love Berserker. Nerf the hyper armor, goddammit. It's too much.